Now we're going to make a permanent view of the league table of the top 10 publications that have been complained about with the PCC. So what you want to do is you want to go into this URL, which is in the tutorial, and you want to make something like this, a permanent table view. So you'd want to fork this view, and it opens it in the editing tab, which has your code. And so you want to change the scraper that this is looking at, because it's looking at Cabinet Office money. And so on this line here, var source has Cabinet Office spend data. You want to change that to the PCC Decisions Mark 3 scraper. And again, you don't have to own it, you don't have to have it on your dashboard. As long as it's in ScraperWiki, you can use it. And now this is the SQL select. And as you can see, this is some amount or supplier that is in reference to the data store that's of the receivers of Cabinet Office money. So we want to go back to our tool and we want to look at the full query that generated what it is we want to make permanent. So Command C, I'm going to copy that and I'm going to put that in this line in quotation marks. And you know it's in quotation mark if it appears in the color red. So that's the original. Now I want to check that this is working. First of all, seeing as I did fork it, I want to save it. And I want to take a look at it now when I've made these changes. Yes, doesn't that look like what I had in the SQL view? I'm just going to close it now with the X in the corner and take a look back. Yes, that is. Now I want to change the sort of HTML metadata which I've made on the page. So if you go back to the tutorial, here it says the headings. So on line 21, replace the old title with this title, Top Complaints, PCC. So I copy this and I go and find line 21. Here's you got line 21, and this is just the text heading. So I want to change that. What else do I need to change here? If I go in, I want to change the link as well to the Press Complaints Decisions Mark 3 on line 18, which gives the viewers the information. So I go back to line 18. There we go. This feeds off this scraper. Now on line 19, and I want to change that. And I also want to change the original site that it is looking at. Where is it? href. See, it's the hyperlink, okay? So you don't need to change this, but it is handy if you know some HTML. Change it here. Okay, this page, oops, \A. Okay, so I'll preview it to make sure it's working. This feeds off the Press Complaints Commission data. The data is originally from this page and the top complaints by PCC. Okay, so that's that change there. And though is now I've previewed it, it has gone and saved it. So that is a permanent view, which if I go back in and view its full page, it gives me this. And this will update with the scraper because this information here is in the view, but it's a view of the scraper, so that's sitting in the scraper itself. This information here, of course, that's what I wrote directly into the view. That was not the SQL query. So that is what you have to change. But that's HTML. And you go back. So there is your live top 10 league table.